Alright, I'm heading out to a site that I'm going to be checking out to see if it's valuable to be able to go out and metal detect on it. But if you want to see how I do my research and what all goes into it, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to another 5280 adventure. We are on the highway. We're heading south of where I live at. I wanted to do a quick video and show you guys what kind of research goes into scouting out a new site for me here in Colorado. But I found a site. I'm going to walk you through that process here in a moment. But right now I'm heading down to do the actual physical evaluation of the site. Hopefully it turns out well. Hopefully it turns out that it looks like something that I'm going to want to actually dig on. And then if it does turn out that way, I'm going to show you what I've done to also research the owner of it and how I reach out to them. So stay tuned. We're going to be heading out there. We'll get outside and see what we can find. The first thing that I start out with when I start doing my research is I go to a website called Historical Aerials. If you guys have not seen this website, I use it a ton. Comes up the first suggestion here. Let's get over to Historical Aerials. This is the home page here. This site is completely free, and you can actually pay to have the watermark removed on the maps, but I don't do that. If you click on the link right here, let's see some aerials. It will take you to a map right here. I don't know where this is. I think Arizona. For this particular research, I'm going to research the city of Castle Rock, Colorado. You type in the location in that search box, it's going to bring you up to Castle Rock, Colorado. On the left hand side here you can see different aerial views. We can look at the different maps based on the year. This will give you an overhead picture. There is that watermark. What I tend to do is I will use one of the layer comparison tools on the left hand side here called the slide tool. This allows me to actually look at the map on one side, which is going to be over here, and then the other side gives me another option that I can have set underneath the map. What I generally do is I look at the topographical maps and go back as far as I can. In this case, I can go back to 1945. So if we scroll out here of Castle Rock, Colorado, you can see this is what Castle Rock looked like in 1945. If you slide across, you actually see all the streets and how much it's actually expanded to the current date. In this case, I was searching in Castle Rock, Colorado, and I came across something that interested me and I wanted to check out a little bit more. As I was looking at the map, I found this point right here, CCC Camp. And it looked like there was about 8 structures on the west side of the road, one possibly being on the east side. And I was curious as to what this CCC camp was. So in order to see if this still existed or if it's been plowed over and a neighborhood put over the top of it, I use my slide tool and I can see which road this is going to be. Doesn't look like there's any development over the top of it. Another layer comparison tool you can use is Dissolve, to where you can just simply fade the map below it to the top or whatever. You can see here that this is right on an existing road over in Castle Rock. Castle Oaks Drive. Castle Oaks Drive comes right off of Autumn Sage Street, which is right off of Rising Sun Drive, and the main road being Founders Parkway. So as you can see, we just dissolve that in and out, and we can see right where that camp is going to be. So with those directions, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually head out to the site. So let's jump out there and see what it looks like in 2018. All right, so right on the side of the road here, just like on the map, I found the site. We've got the old chimney right there. We've got some right up in this spot here. It looks like there's a flat area that was part of the camp. There's something back over there, some foundation or a rock. So this definitely looks like it's the location I was looking for. It doesn't look like it's been plowed over or anything like that. I know that there's a lot of construction that's through this area right now. They're building new homes, $1 million homes back here. But it doesn't look like this area spot right here has been touched or developed. So that's a good thing. As we come up a little bit further here, you can see the chimney, lots of trees. This is definitely the location. I would love to be able to get over there, check out what the foundations look like. But as we come down a little bit further, we have our private property, no trespassing sign. So this is not going to be able to get up in there and check it out 100%. But we're just going to go ahead and reach out to the homeowner. Actually, we're going to reach out to the landowner and see if we can get permission to get in there and check and see what we can find out. And I'll show you how that process goes for me. The Civilian Conservation Corps began on March 31, 1933, when President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Emergency Conservation Work Act. At 3 p.m. on July 25, 1934, the first truckload of enrollees were dropped off at this camp near Castle Rock. They lived in 30 tents before the camp buildings were finished in September 1935. The buildings consisted of 5 barracks, a recreation hall, a mess hall, a headquarters building, and a washroom. Most enrollees were between 17 and 23 years of age and made $30 per month, sending $25 home, which was usually back east. Nicknamed Roosevelt's Tree Army, the men were responsible for planting 3 billion trees, protecting timber areas from fire, stabilizing irrigation systems, and establishing areas of soil erosion control. They operated under the Army's supervision. The program slowly dissolved as the economy recovered and the nation's thoughts turned to war. Locally, they provided emergency cleanup work when the 1935 flood hit Kiowa County. A crew arrived a week after the flood to haul away the debris. 4 months later, the Corps established a permanent camp to address the disaster's chief cause, soil erosion. Using the Carnahan Ranch as a proving ground, the CCC taught area landowners to use check dams, diversion ditches, and contour furrows to keep topsoil and groundwater in place. Kiowans embraced the technique as well as the roughly 200 CCCers who spent much time and money in town. By the time the CCC came closed in 1941, it had helped Kiowa wash away the flood's painful memory. Now that we've been to the actual site, there's not a neighborhood on top of it. You could actually see some old structures. The old chimney stack is still up there, and it looks like it's a property that we might want to go a little bit further and research it and see if we can get permission on. The first thing I'm going to do is head back over to Google and go to the county's website that the location is actually in. In this case, it's going to be Douglas County, and you go to the assessor page. Now, every county website is going to be a little bit different, unfortunately. I know for a fact that Douglas County's is a very good one in order to do research. They do have a section here called Maps, and I'm going to just actually search by map because I don't have the actual address of what that is. So I'm going to pull up DC Maps. That's going to take me over to the county of Douglas. You can see Castle Rock is right here in the middle, and we're going to attempt to find the location of this site. Now, if we remember, we were looking for Founders Parkway. From there, we're heading east on Rising Sun Drive, up and over to Autumn Sage Street, which takes us right over to Castle Oaks Drive. Approximately in this location is where it was, and you can see that there's actually grids. Each of these is a plot of land, and you can get the information by simply clicking on it. You can also look at an aerial view to get more of a definite location of what we're looking for. We thought it was pretty much in here. If we zoom in, I think we're getting pretty close here. We can see a foundation here, indentation, a couple of the rock structures there. I'm going to bet that this is actually the location of what we're looking at. If I click on that right there, it pops up with some information talking about the account number, the state parcel number, all of that information. If we go to the assessment details, this is going to give me everything that I need and actually to reach out to whomever the owner is. Ownership information right here actually gives me an address, a physical location of that address. Ownership information is the SLV Castle Oaks LLC in Florida. So the only thing that this does not give you is a phone number. There's a couple different ways that you can reach out to SLV Castle Oaks LLC. You could simply just send them a letter right there. It gives you the physical address of where they can receive mail at. The second thing that you could do is you could actually take the name of the business right here and do a search, throw that back into Google, and see what information you can get from that. Generally, if you use a site like Manta, it will bring up information about the small business, as well as a phone number, physical individual ownership names, what type of business they're in, a lot of information about the business. I'm not going to do that right now, but I just wanted to show you for Douglas County how easy it is for us to find out who the actual owner of each location is. Alright, so there you have it. That's how I do the research of a site, then visually inspecting the site if possible, and then of course trying to reach out and gain permission on that site if the people actually don't live on that, if it's a pasture land, which we have a lot of out here in Colorado. So that's going to pretty much do it for the video. I appreciate you watching. If you guys have any questions, I'll try and do the best that I can to answer those questions. I'm not an expert at this. This is just kind of some of the research that I'm able to do on it to try and find some answers. So leave me a comment down below if you do have any questions, and I will do the best to help. But I appreciate everybody watching, and I will give you an update if we do get some permission out on it. I'm sure you'll see a video on it. So thanks for taking some time and watching this. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.